Now our continuing series on the greatest songs of all time. From 1963, The Beatles, She Loves You. Now this was the first song by the Beatles to be heard by a substantial number of Americans. The only U.S. release to that point by the Beatles that had even charted was From Me to You, which lasted for 3 weeks in 63, never going higher than 116. This song, of course, written by John Lennon and Paul McCartney, based on a McCartney idea. They started composing the song after a concert at the Majestic Ballroom in Newcastle as part of their tour with Roy Orbison. They began writing the song on the tour bus and continued it later that night at the hotel. In 2000, McCartney said, "There was a Bobby Rydell song out at the time, Forget Him, and as often happens, you think of one song when you write another. I'd planned on an answering song where a couple of us would sing She Loves You and the others would sing Yeah, Yeah, Yeah. We decided that was a crummy idea, but at least we still had the idea of a song. So we sat in the hotel bedroom for a few hours and wrote it. John and I sitting on twin beds with guitars. Unusually for a love song, the lyrics were not written in the first person. Instead, the narrator functions as a helpful go-between for the estranged lovers. This idea was attributed by Lennon to McCartney in 1980. He said it was Paul's idea. Instead of singing I Love You Again, we'd have a third party. In August 1963, the She Loves You single was released in the United Kingdom. It entered the charts and remained there for 31 consecutive weeks. It spent 18 of those in the top 3. When She Loves You came out as a single in America in September, nobody paid any attention to it. 3 months later, the Beatles released I Want to Hold Your Hand, and it climbed all the way to number 1, finally launching the British invasion. With the re-release of She Loves You in January, the single began a 15-week run on the American charts, where it was joined by 4 other Beatles songs as the top 5 in the American charts. By March, Beatlemania had landed. The song features the classic early instrumentation of vocal roles, John Lennon on acoustic guitar and vocals, Paul McCartney on bass and vocals, George Harrison singing backup and playing lead guitar, Ringo Starr on the drums, and the 5th Beatle, producer George Martin. Obviously, one of the greatest songs of all time. From 1963, The Beatles.